No, not like pick, not like you pick me up. It's something that you say in English, like guys are trying to get you.
Girls.
Hello everyone! We are part of Firebrand Girls.
I'm Lady Jane.
I'm Ati Aisa.
I'm Kendra.
Okay, so I think this is a subject that girls want to know. Does this guy like me? So we actually have a list here of like what a guy typically do when they like a girl. Now it is different. It is different for Filipinos and for Americans. I think Americans are a lot more timid and they're more shy and they are more coy about it. Now Filipinos are very obvious. They'll just plain tell you that they would like to be your boyfriend. Like, hey, do you have a boyfriend? No? Or even if you say yes, well, can I be your boyfriend too?
No.
Okay. No, if you're okay with a girl that already has a boyfriend and it's okay with you being her boyfriend too, that is off. There's something wrong with that and there's something wrong with you. So, okay, so actually there is a story I will tell you towards the end of the video. But first, let's get on the list. So, the first one is he tries talking to you. And what they say might not be relevant and they might say some pretty stupid stuff or just kind of like cliche stuff, or maybe sometimes it just completely makes no sense at all. Like they'll ask you what time it is and it's stupid because they have their phone and you can see what time it is. There's a clock on the wall and they're wearing a watch, so they're not really asking for the time. They're just saying, hey baby, I like you, can I talk to you? It has happened to me and I'm sure it has happened to you. Okay, so let's go to the next thing on the list. So another thing on the list is typically they change their posture and like they go from like this to like yeah, like a Farley our rooster over there when he passes by our chickens. He walks a little more fancy. He stands up taller. Oh, you know, I've got the muscles and walking with a little more swagger. And us girls do notice it, and we don't want you guys to think that you do look stupid. I mean, that's just kind of something that you do if you like someone. It's probably something that you do unconsciously. So, you know, yeah, you walk with, and then it's like you groom yourself and you're standing a little taller. And like I said, it's probably just something that you guys do naturally. And something you do unconsciously. So, and another in the list, which I think every guy does this, I think when they see somebody they like, it's just something they do. Okay, read it, Kendra.
Sneaking look at you.
Okay, so it's not something like they do once. It's like something you catch them doing more than once and more than twice. It's like they like look at you, and then when you look at
Until
them,
you're gone.
they pretend they didn't even look. And I think this is where the difference between the Americans and the Filipinos is that the Americans, they will look at you, but once you look at them, they'll pretend that they didn't look at you. But like Filipinos, they stare at you, and in America that is considered rude, but here I guess it's normal. It's like they'll just stare at you and you look at them and you just stop looking because they're not going to stop looking at you. And I guess that's just the culture in this.
Some boys like this.
Yeah. And you know what, girls, if a guy likes you, that is nothing to be offended about. And I know it's like a really big thing right now, you know, this catcalling and that sort of stuff. I guess it can get a little bit of, you can be a little full of it sometimes, but I don't know, it's just people liking how you look and liking you, so I don't know that that's really anything to be offended about. You shouldn't be offended if somebody likes you. Well, how about you guys? Have you ever had a time when they're like, somebody whistled at you or whatever it is they call it in America, catcalling, and you were offended by it, or you were like, you felt violated?
It's fine.
Well,
I don't care.
We need more people to like us, and Because there are, I think, in general, there are just people that don't like us. So I think having people that like us is a good thing. So the next thing on the list. So sometimes they'll get in near proximity.
They're talking, the two are talking, then you are about the place, then they talk loud so that they hear you.
So that you can hear them.
Yeah.
And they'll be talking about something cool, so you'll be like wow, this guy is pretty cool. And what they're really doing is trying to make themselves qualified to be your partner or to be your boyfriend or for you to date, you know.
I'll do that again.
What do you want to do again?
Where Firebrand Girls?
How about later? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna go to the next one. Okay. So the next thing in the list is they specifically try to make you laugh, and that's for an icebreaker. And I think once you laugh, you're more open to talking to them. So I think that's why they do it. And I think that's how they like walk their way into talking to you. And then the next thing in the list is teasing, and I think boys are more terrible about this than men are, because I think men have grown up, but sometimes men still do it, and sometimes they'll do stuff like pull your hair as a way of teasing, and sometimes they just plain tease you and it might seem really mean. Who of you have been teased by guys that you know or that like you? Okay, what about you, Jane?
It's like I'm little.
That you're like
It's like I'm little daw.
And then
Sikat na Ate Jean.
and then
Nya, kanang naibog na ito. Pagka naman nanguya.
kita sabot.
Chita, he said that I'm little but he record me. He teasing me that I'm little, but then he courted me.
How about you, Kendra?
We're dancing, and after dancing, the guy,
Yeah.
he come over to me and he said, I dance like a worm, and and he's comparing me to his girlfriend, and that's kind of guy I don't want to date. He treat her girlfriend bad, and he's gonna treat me bad too.
Yes, and that's true. And I think one of the mistakes that girls make is that, when the guy has a girlfriend and leaves that girlfriend, they think that they're gonna stay with them. That's probably not going to happen. Like, probably 0%. 0%. Just like, if they leave that one, they're probably going to leave you too. So on rare occasion, you will find a guy who is being nice to you because he likes you, or it could just be that he is a nice guy. But I think as girls, it's like when a guy is being nice to us, we don't really take it as a cue that they like us. And I think as girls are the opposite. If we're being nice to a guy, it's like they automatically assume that you like them in that way. If you find out that he really is a nice guy, maybe you should put out some cues out there that that you want to know him better, and hopefully the guy will get axillary hyperhidrosis, also known as sweating bullets, also known as sweating profusely. And yes, and that can happen if a guy likes you and you're just talking to them. They just start sweating bullets, and you'll be like, what is wrong with you? Is it too hot for you? Okay, so like I said, American men are more timid, and you know what? If you as a girl have to go more out there and you have to move forward, put that step forward to talk to make that step to talk to him if you have to. It's worth being the one being a little more forward if it's a good guy, because the good guys they tend to be shy and they tend to be timid, especially if you're a girl that has an extrovert personality. Chances are the guys will be a bit timid of you. And there is the opposite side of this, and it's a one big warning. if there is a guy, if there is a playboy, a jerk, or a bad guy hanging around with you, you know, you think there's no danger for me to fall in love with that guy. He's a jerk. He's terrible. You know, he doesn't treat anybody kindly or fairly. He's just bad, and there's no danger, and I could never fall in love with him. But you know what? You are mistaken, because you as a girl, just because we're wired this way, the more we spend time with people, the more we spend time with a guy, we are more attached to them, and that's just the way we are wired as girls. Don't even give them a chance. And you know what, girls, they like the rush that they get from playboys, because they think they're just so exciting, and they are for that short period of time, but that won't last. And the really exciting thing about dating a playboy is, or marrying a playboy, is that they leave you with a child. You have a child, they leave you, and you have no way of supporting it, and you're heartbroken. That's the most exciting part of dating a playboy. But that is not happening to any of us, because I'm not going to allow you, and nor am I going to allow you, and nor am I allowing myself to be with a jerk. Because you know why? Not only is that child fatherless, that child will probably be just like that jerk. You as a girl should take that responsibility a little more seriously, that who you mate with is like it's like you are a replicator and you spit out babies. And when you mate with someone, chances are they're going to have that guy's bad behavior. Now here is our really good news. You do see all these playboys here and there and there, and they color the pots, but there are good Filipinos out there, and there are good Americans out there. And if you can't find a good Filipino, there are a lot of good Americans out there. They are just shy and they may not ask you to be their girlfriends for months. And I think that is a big difference again with the Filipinos and the Americans. And you know, as a girl, just take your time with that American and just get to know him better, and that he knows you better too. If you're a good girl, you look like a good girl, you act like a good girl, and you are a good girl, you have more choices of men. The bad men will go after you, but also the good men will go after you. And here is like a Facebook tip. You know, if you're trying to get an American guy, don't put like a complicated relationship thing on your Facebook. The American men, if they know that you have a boyfriend or something implies that you have a boyfriend, they are more likely to shy away from you. So, you know, keep your Facebook clean, keep it clear. You're either single or you're married. And you know what? If you're a married Filipina, don't go out there fishing for some other dude. So as you may remember, I told you that American guys are more timid and they are more shy. Well, not all of them. And I also promised you a story. So this is a story of an American guy who was trying to pick me up.
No, try to pick me up.
Gani.
Saan ka pick me up?
Pick me up? Kanang kwan mo, kanang gi.
Giarsa ka!
Gani, natingala po ko.
Giarsa ka sa
Oh my goodness, no, not like pick me up. It's something that you say in English, like guys are trying to get you. Like, kanang... So this guy, we're quite a distance off, and he would sneak a peek, you know. And I went to get something, and he's quite closer to where I was going to sit when I came back. And then and then he asked me what time the gates open. Everybody is going in, so obviously the gates is open. And this is a great example to, you know, guys say stupid stuff to try to talk to you. So this was one of them, and I think he did it, and Manila. I'm sorry, but the duck is looking at me. He's like, it's like, this is so interesting. I'm sorry. He told me all this crazy stories that he did as a kid till until recent. Yeah, well, it was some pretty crazy stuff. But you know what? I didn't buy into it. It's just, I mean, it was real. His stories were real, but they were just, frankly, kind of stupid. Like, some of the stuff that he did was pretty stupid. He was telling me a bit about this time that he couldn't get into the army because he punched a master sergeant. That'd be like you punching dad. You know, or grandpa or something like that, which you know, to me that's like ridiculously stupid to do, okay? But which I think he only told me that story for one, to like show how tough he is, you know. Oh, and for the fact that I was wearing a military boots, and I think, you know, that was one of his techniques. I basically told him that all that stuff that he did, that was kind of stupid, and it was just crazy, and you're just a rebel rouser. I mean, I told him nicer than that, just so you know. As you know, if you have somebody like that, just still being very nice. But I think I think it was a good lesson for him.
Thank you for watching.
Make sure to like.
Make sure to share.
And don't forget to subscribe.
And don't forget to leave a comment below if anything in the list happened to you. Make sure to leave it in the comment below, and we'd like to know. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Girls.